Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 16th Combined Commanders Conference in Kolkata to discuss national security, strategic reforms and the future of the armed forces. Prime Minister also to launch multiple key projects in Bihar. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu hails the resilience of Israel, US alliance as he visits the Western Wall in Jerusalem along with Marco Rubio. Arab states to hold emergency summit after Israel's strike on Hamas in Doha. And in sports, India continued the dominant march in the Asia Cup with a commanding 7-wicket win over arch rivals Pakistan in Dubai. And India's public service broadcaster Doordarshan proudly celebrates 66 years of its inception. The largest and most trusted broadcasting network serves viewers in 190+ countries on various platforms. On to the details now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take part in the Combined Commanders Conference on Monday. The theme for this year's conference is Year of Reforms, Transforming for the Future. Defence Minister, National Security Advisor, Chief of Defence Staff and Defence Secretary will also attend the event. Well, the CCC 2025 will focus on reforms, transformation and change in operational preparedness. The deliberations will seek to further strengthen the armed forces, which are agile and decisive in an increasingly complex geostrategic landscape. Also, after the conference, Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to travel to Purnia, Bihar, where he will inaugurate the newly constructed terminal building of the airport. Further, he'll also lay the foundation stone and inaugurate multiple development projects worth around 36,000 crore rupees at Purnia and address the gathering on the occasion. He will also launch the National Makhana Board in Bihar. Makhana and Bihar have a very strong link, and thus the NMB will benefit several farmers associated with the sector. And Mauritius Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramagulam, who is on India visit, is undertaking a tour to many states. His next stopover will be Tirupati, a city in the Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. The visiting Prime Minister, along with his wife, will offer prayers at Tirumala Temple, after which Mauritius Prime Minister Ramagulam will depart from India. Well, during a week-long visit, several MOUs linked for cooperation in technology development projects with India. Mauritius Prime Minister, along with Prime Minister Modi, announced that both the countries are not just partners, but family. Also, the visiting leaders, along with his spouse, offered prayers at the Kashi Vishwanath Temple for prosperity of their nation and public welfare. Later, Mauritius Prime Minister also visited the holy city of Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh. With this visit, Mr. Ramagulam became the second head of state after the Prime Minister of Bhutan to offer prayers at the temple. The Mauritian Prime Minister spent about half an hour in the temple complex and also reviewed the construction work. Well, in a major reform initiative to streamline, simplify, enable and rationalize the revenue procurement process in the Ministry of Defence, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has approved a new defence procurement manual. Well, the budget for revenue procurement in Budget Estimate 2025 is about 1 lakh crore rupees. In a major thrust to self-reliance, the manual will expedite revenue procurement for the services, enable Indian industry, including startups and MSMEs. Working capital issues faced by industries have been eased by providing supportive financing options and relaxing unnecessary penalties. Well, also research and development by industry, academia and defence public sector units will get boost and support with several enabling provisions. and 3 terrorist sympathizers were arrested along with a huge cache of arms and ammunition in Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu Inspector General of Police said dogged determination and relentless investigation led to the arrest. He added that 07 AK assault rifles were also recovered, of which 4 were recovered earlier, and a large quantity of warlike stores were also there. The investigation scuttled an attempt by outfit to revive terror activities in the border district. Sources say further investigations are underway and more raids and arrests are likely. And staying with Jammu and Kashmir, following the devastating cloudburst last month in Kathua, a major disruption occurred on the Pedu Nala along the Mahanpur-Thane axis, resulting in the washing away of an existing bridge and an under-construction bridge. Well, the project Sampark of Border Roads Organization worked around the clock to clear access to the site by mobilizing excavators and heavy machinery. The hard work resulted in re-established connectivity between Bilawar, Kathua and Dhar, a vital route for local civilians and administration alike. Now let's have a look at these visuals of BRO personnel and machines diverting water channels and clearing debris and restoring the access to Ranjit Sagar Dam. And Doordarshan, one of the 2 divisions of public broadcaster Prasar Bharati, is celebrating its 66th Foundation Day today. Established on September 15, 1959, DD is one of India's largest broadcasting organizations in terms of studio and transmitter infrastructure. Well, over the years, Doordarshan has been expanding its presence and visibility among the masses. With modern technological changes, Doordarshan has gone digital and reached the palms of individuals. Doordarshan has forayed into the digital space and a focus on making video available on demand. Also, credibility is the USP of Doordarshan. In today's age of breaking news, Doordarshan has been able to maintain its tradition of providing accurate and up-to-date information to its viewers. Also, Doordarshan serves its viewers through various delivery platforms such as cable, DTH, IPTV, news on air, mobile app, various YouTube channels, and with its international channel DD India having a global presence in 190 plus countries on various platforms. And in South Africa, Indian government offices, schools and cultural institutions across the country hosted seminars, poetry recitals and competitions to highlight the importance of Hindi in uniting diverse communities. Well, leaders and educators called for strengthening the use of Hindi in administration, technology and education, while also valuing India's rich linguistic diversity. Nazneen Ismail files this report.
The High Commission of India in South Africa hosted a vibrant celebration of Hindi Diwas, reaffirming the importance of Hindi as a language of culture, unity and identity.
Hindi Diwas is an important day in India's national calendar. It is the day to commemorate the importance of use of Hindi in India's official language. It is also the day to promote Hindi through literature, drama, theatre and cinema, as a part of our effort to promote the cultural and linguistic diversity of our country's heritage. Hindi is spoken not only in India, but it is quite popular in many countries around the world and is one of the 9 working languages of the United Nations.
The event brought together members of the Indian diaspora, local community representatives, academics and cultural enthusiasts.
खार है पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो ये हूँ मैं मीरा प्रेम और भक्ति का रूप मैं हूँ बिहारी लाल और मैं कहना चाहूँगा अपने दोहे में बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ जैसे पेड़ खजूर पंटी को छाया नहीं फल लगे अति दूर
हूँ कृष्णा सोपती मेरा दोहा आज भी याद है मेरा दोहा आज भी याद है जिंदगी के रंग और नारी के अस्तित्व को समझना ही मेरा उपन्यासों का सार है ये हूँ मैं सोपती
मैं हूँ मिर्जा गालिब इश्क और शायरी दोनों में माहिर कहते हैं इश्क पर जोर नहीं है ये वो आतिश गालिब और आज मैं कहना चाहूँगा अपने लफ्जों में हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश से दम निकले। ये हूँ मैं गालिब, जहाँ शायरी जिंदा है वह मैं हूँ।
Ms. Banu Prakash, Deputy High Commissioner of India, felicitated educators in recognition of their tireless efforts to promote this beautiful language, as well as the winners and participants of the Hindi essay and poetry competition. The program featured Hindi poetry recitals, songs and speeches, alongside reflections on the role of Hindi in strengthening ties between India and South Africa.
आप सभी लोग प्रतिवर्ष हिंदी दिवस के कार्यक्रम में सम्मिलित हों और हिंदी का प्रचार प्रसार में योगदान दें। सभी को हिंदी दिवस की शुभकामनाएं। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय हिंदी, जय हिंदुस्तान।
Very good participation from all age groups, from kids to adults and everyone, with so much enthusiasm, and we are happy to see that the cultural handover is happening to the next generation from the previous generation of diaspora. Thank you, Nazneen.
From Pretoria to Patna, Hindi Diwas in South Africa lit a lamp of language glowing with pride, unity and timeless connection. For DD India, South Africa, I'm Nazneen.
And some weather updates from parts of India now. The Indian Meteorological Department has forecasted heavy rains in several parts of India. However, the western state of Rajasthan witnessed the stark contrast. As per the IMD forecast, there will be withdrawal of the southwest monsoon from parts of West Rajasthan ahead of its normal date. A low-pressure area over North Telangana and Vidarbha is likely to bring heavy to very heavy rainfall to isolated areas including Assam, Meghalaya, Bihar and parts of Maharashtra. Widespread rainfall with thunderstorms and lightning is expected over sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim, Nagaland, Manipur and Tripura. Heavy rainfall is also forecast for regions like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Odisha. Strong surface winds are likely over coastal Andhra Pradesh and Rayalaseema. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Qatari Prime Minister reiterated that Israeli strike won't stop mediation efforts for Gaza peace. GST reforms herald a new era of economic relief and growth for citizens and industries alike. We'll bring you their take. An Indian women's hockey team clinches silver at Asia Cup 2025 after a hard-fought final against China.
Welcome to DD India, where a billion voices unite, connecting viewers to the stories that matter. India is not just another news channel. It's the international channel that puts the spotlight on the global south, bringing you stories from the heart of emerging economies, dynamic cultures and transformative voices. As the international news channel of India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati, DD India delivers high-quality content from every corner of the globe, focusing on the stories that shape our future. We don't just report news. We connect you to India's voice in the global narrative. From current affairs to culture, from economic growth to sustainable development and the ever-evolving world order, DD India gives you a comprehensive view of the world around us. Stay connected, stay informed, and embrace the stories that shape our lives. DD India, India's voice to the world.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Moving on, updates from West Asia now. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday insisted that ties with the United States remained strong despite Washington's unease over the strike in Qatar. Hosting U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Jerusalem, Netanyahu said that relations were as strong and durable as the stones in the Western Wall.
I think his visit here is a testament to the durability, the strength of the Israeli-American alliance. It's as strong and as durable as the stones of the Western Wall that we just touched under President Trump and Secretary Rubio and their entire team. This alliance has never been stronger, and we deeply appreciate it, not only on behalf of the people of Israel who live today, the generations of Jews who preceded us, and hope that we build our state anew with friends like you.
Well, early on Sunday, Rubio offered prayers at Jerusalem's sacred Western Wall in the old city of Jerusalem alongside Netanyahu and U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. Rubio's main meetings with officials, including Prime Minister Netanyahu, will take place on Monday before he departs to Britain to join U.S. President Trump. And Qatari Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani said on Sunday that Israel's recent attack on Doha will not prevent Qatar, Egypt and the United States from continuing their mediation efforts to end the Gaza conflict. Well, the Qatari Prime Minister made the remarks during a closed-door preparatory meeting with foreign ministers from Arab and Islamic countries held ahead of an emergency Arab-Islamic summit scheduled for Monday to address the Israeli attack.
This Israeli aggression will not lead to anything but aborting de-escalating efforts and confirm the Israeli government's intention to reject peaceful paths to resolving the Palestinian issue and to continue defying international will and the UN Charter, as evidenced by repeated statements by Israeli officials regarding the annexation of Palestinian territories and the illusions of a greater Israel.
Well, also the foreign ministers discussed a draft statement on the last Tuesday attack by Israel on a residential building in Doha that housed several Hamas leaders. In his talks, Al Thani stressed that the region cannot achieve comprehensive peace and security unless the Palestinian people obtain their legitimate rights. Qatar's Prime Minister urged the international community to reject double standards and hold Israel accountable. And updates now on Russia-Ukraine conflict. U.S. President Donald Trump stated that he's willing to impose sanctions on Russia, but emphasized that Europe must take actions proportional to those of the United States. Trump criticized Europe for buying Russian oil, saying its sanctions are too weak.
Europe is buying oil from Russia. I don't want them to buy oil. And the sanctions that they're putting on are not tough enough. And I'm willing to do sanctions, but they're going to have to toughen up their sanctions commensurate with what I'm doing.
Well, meanwhile, Trump also expressed confidence that a meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky would happen relatively soon to find a solution for the ongoing conflict. He added that he would need to attend and lead the discussion since the two leaders strongly dislike each other. And the United Kingdom and United States to sign a deal to work together on boosting nuclear power during U.S. President Donald Trump's state visit this week to help secure investment to fund new plants. Britain's government has launched a major push to expand nuclear power in recent months, pledging to invest $19 billion in a new plant at Sizewell C and advancing plans for a Rolls-Royce unit to build the country's first small modular reactors. Well, Trump to visit the UK for a two-day visit on Tuesday, during which he and Prime Minister Keir Starmer will announce the nuclear power tie-up. The collaboration aims to speed up new projects and investments, including plans expected to be announced by US nuclear reactor company X Energy and Britain's Centrica to build up to 12 advanced modular reactors in northeast England. While US and UK to also align on $15 billion project to develop advanced data centers powered by SMRs in central England. And on to some business news now. India's recently announced goods and services tax reform marks a turning point in the journey towards making a significant victory for every citizen of the country. The centre, however, expects the simplified structure to immediately bring down prices of essential goods, spur consumption and boost economic activity. Owing to goods and services tax reforms, the dream of the middle-class families will be fulfilled. Even the industries also welcomed these initiatives. Let's listen in.
We welcome the recent move of the government to reduce the GST taxes in so many fields. Most of the medicines are come down drastically to 5%. Most of the medicines are exempted fully. We welcome that.
As a common man and middle class families like me, persons we are holding for insurance, it's very useful to us.
This is very useful to our common people. The changes, the GST reforming, like 12 to 5%, like for this essential item.
Because of this tax reduction, it will help us to lead the family budget more simple and it will create the more savings for the simple woman in a home.
The GST Council has planned to reduce the GST taxes from 12% to 5%, reduce the food and dietary things. This is very useful to our farmers and our senior citizens and our Indian peoples.
And Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will launch the AI for Viksit Bharat, the opportunity for accelerated economic growth and Niti Frontier Tech Repository today. The roadmap presents a comprehensive action plan for India to harness the transformative potential of artificial intelligence and convert it into additional economic value by 2035. Complementing this, the Frontier Tech Repository brings together over 200 real stories of frontier technologies that are transforming lives and livelihoods at scale across the country. It also provides states with case studies and practical tools to replicate high-impact solutions, fostering a nationwide movement of tech-driven progress. And in sports, India defeated Pakistan with a commanding 7-wicket win over arch rivals Pakistan in Dubai on Sunday. Abhishek Sharma, Suryakumar Yadav and India's spinners were the stars of the night, taking the defending champions a step closer to the Super 4. Chasing 128, Abhishek Sharma launched a blistering attack on Shaheen Afridi, smashing 31 off just 13 balls. Captain Suryakumar Yadav and Tilak Verma then ensured India crossed the line with 25 balls to spare. The skipper dedicated the win to the armed forces. An Indian women's hockey team settled for silver at the Women Asia Cup 2025 in Hangzhou after a 1-4 defeat to host China in the final. India struck early when Navneet Kaur converted a penalty corner in the first minute. China responded with relentless attacks, and despite some sharp saves from goalkeeper Bichu Devi, captain O Zixia equalized in the 21st minute. In the second half, Li Hong's solo strike gave China the lead before Zhu Meirong and Zhong Ziakui sealed the win with quick goals in the final quarter. Despite the loss, India's spirited run earned them a commendable silver medal. Prime Minister Modi congratulated women's hockey team for winning silver medal at the Asia Cup. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated the Indian women's hockey team for making the nation proud by winning the silver medal in the Women's Asia Cup 2025. In a social media post, he said, and I quote, "Their determination and team spirit are simply outstanding, wishing them the very best for the times to come," unquote. And at Berlin's Festival for Homemade Music, even books become instruments. Artists meet curious minds eager to challenge conventional ideas of what music can be. Artists create music using books by cutting hollow spaces into their pages and placing small vibration motors inside. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.